Wow. What a game today from the New York Giants. Welcome in here to Rover Sports. Man, oh man. Um, it's very rare that your team lives up to expectations. This game started out. Washington early in the week was a 1 point favorite in this game. The Giants then ended up getting to be a 3.5 point favorite. This was a football game today that was absolutely stupendous. It started with the pick six. I believe Curtis Riley walking it into the end zone. I could just tell you guys that the Giants defense, I watched all the defenses in the NFL play today, and our defense looks like it's the freshest defense in the NFL. You could say it's Mark Sanchez and the Redskins, but we were beating their offensive line. We are flying to the football. We are gang tackling. The defense today was unbelievable. And, we play Mariota, Andrew Luck, and Ezekiel Elliott to end the season, and Dak Prescott. And those are all teams competing for playoff spots in the AFC and in the NFC. The Cowboys are going to be the NFC's champions, it's looking like. So the Giants are going to get even more of a chance to test out how amazing this defense has improved. The Giants were able to beat the Bears. We took the momentum. That's what happens in the NFL. When you win close games and you're able to find a way to win, you're able to have unbelievable practices. It's why the Ravens, after they were able to beat 3 straight teams, the Ravens had all that momentum. It's like you're loading, like you play Halo, you load that kind of weapon. Like you have like that pistol in Halo where you have to hold the controller down so tight to get all that power, and then you're able to release that, and it's a good pistol in Halo. It's like, yeah. The Giants were able to take that and slingshot the shit out of this game. We're 4-1 after the bye week. We're playing unbelievable football. The bottom line is we are not the laughing stock of the NFL anymore. We are very much going to be we're right now in the middle of the NFL. Let's talk about the amazing stuff that I saw today. The defense to me was A+. James Betcher, the blitzes, even the blitzes that didn't get home, the way that Curtis Riley, the way that B.W. Webb, the way that Janoris, the way we were able to slap the football down, even when the Redskins had a chance to make plays, like our technique and coverage was beautiful. Olivier Vernon was able to make some plays. B.J. Hill was around the football today. Kerry Wynn was an animal today all over the field. Goodson, I mentioned, and Alec Ogletree. The guy just gets interceptions. He's a great leader for us, very mature. We all knew that he was a great character guy, but now he's doing great things on the field. His coverage skills are getting better. The team is gelling. We love playing for one another. Josh Morrow making a huge play today in the first half of the game. Dave Gettleman, every single stop, the guys he's bringing in are producing. I mean, you look at Fowler that on offense. You look at Corey Coleman running down that football that Eli was able to lob up there. Saquon, of course, was unbelievable today. I mean, Saquon Barkley today looked like an MVP candidate. As I'm doing this video, I must credit Chris the Entertainer, because the Entertainer predicted this game long before I did. He called that this would be a massacre. He also has been the one on the Saquon Barkley train that says Saquon Barkley is a combination of Barry Sanders and Adrian Peterson. Those are the words out of Chris the Entertainer's mouth. And I wasn't ready to go that far. I still thought that he was one of the better backs in the NFL, up there with Todd Gurley, up there with Kamara. But now I am seeing what Saquon Barkley's doing every game. We're hitting an explosive play like an 80, a 79-yard run. It's just ridiculous. They said that the Redskins haven't given up like a 40-yard run all year. Saquon dropped 2 of those runs on him. His receiving skills are fantastic. And there's nothing bad you could say about Saquon Barkley. He is going to win MVP awards at the NFL level. He is a one-in-a-generational player. You knock on wood for good health. But when you talk about the greatest football players of all time, the greatest players that we've ever seen, if you project it, Saquon Barkley could maybe be one of the best running backs to ever play the game. And he might be one of the best weapons to ever play football. We look at Mahomes right now. Patrick Mahomes might be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play. Mahomes is going to need to win 3 or more Super Bowls. He's going to need to produce every single year. Same with Saquon Barkley, who's absolutely a freak. And you just pray for good health and for him to continue to have success. He has great leadership, great poise, and there's not a bad word you can say about him. But you start to look at the greatest football players of all time. I think the greatest player to ever play football is Lawrence Taylor. That's in all the NFL. I believe Lawrence, from the linebacker position, was able to impact the game that nobody else was able to do. You look at Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers; those are great quarterbacks. You look at T.O. and Randy Moss and Dawkins and Ed Reed, as those are all special players, you know, like Reggie White and J.J. Watt, and those are all great. But Saquon Barkley has a chance to be maybe one of the greatest football players we've ever seen, and the Giants have him. And the bottom line about what the Giants are going to do is that with Saquon Barkley, we could probably make the playoffs next year and get 10, 11 wins just with this guy. Now, Eli Manning today he honestly wasn't perfect. He took some terrible sacks. He looked very frail in the first half of the game. The Redskins defensive line was able to get to us, and then we were able to break open the seal, and the Redskins really quit, and Eli made some very good throws. The Fowler touchdowns were great. He was able to show off some mobility. He played fine today. My opinions, again, which I always like talking big picture on these videos, I think Dwayne Haskins, the fact that he grew up a Giants fan, if the Giants want to bring in Dwayne Haskins and let Eli continue to go out there and play next year, I think that we should have good guys behind Eli Manning, so that if for some reason this offense goes off the rails a little bit, we can bring in a young quarterback to hopefully stabilize things next year. Next year, the bottom line is you look at this team, next year we should be a double-digit team, win team, like a wild card or an NFC East champion. That's my expectations. I don't want to go 9-7. I don't want to go 8-8. I don't want to miss the playoffs when we have Saquon Barkley. The team loves playing for each other. Now, if you guys are Odell Beckham fans, if you're Odell Beckham people, you might want to turn off this portion of the video, because I've gone how many minutes here? 8 minutes talking about the totality of the game. And now we're going to get into an annoying topic that a lot of sports radio is going to debate tomorrow, and it's the elephant in the room kind of topic. Is Odell Beckham, and everybody seems to think that I just hate Odell Beckham. I don't like him on the Giants, but Odell Beckham's great for the kids. He's great in the community. He's not a bad person. If Odell Beckham was around, I'd go out to dinner with Odell Beckham. I'd be a friend of his. I don't know if he'd want to be a friend of mine. The point is with Odell Beckham Jr. is that I just think he's an overbearing presence. And just my personal opinion, we have no idea how the locker room reacts. We're not in there every day. People are not going to shit on their teammates. Eli Manning was never going to shit on Ben McAdoo. So you had no idea. You had no idea what these guys were actually thinking. So no one's going to say Odell's a bad teammate. No one's going to say Odell is annoying. But seeing Sterling Shepard today play without Odell Beckham, his effort was better. Seeing Evan Ingram play today, he was better without Odell Beckham and his shadow being casted over him. Eli Manning was freed up. You look at how this defense and how this team gelled and played today. Pat Shurmur didn't have to deal with any Odell Beckham questions. It would be nice if Odell Beckham wasn't on the team. If there was a way to trade him before the draft, if there was a way to maybe bench him as the season goes along, Odell Beckham can leave the facility like Le'Veon Bell I'm perfectly fine rolling with Saquon, rolling with this football team. I've given Odell tons of opportunities this year. I've been open to Odell Beckham. He's a good player, but his problems outweigh his talents. We can find other receivers in the draft. You look at Amari Cooper when he went to the Cowboys. Amari Cooper was a decent wide receiver. He's in Dallas right now, and he's putting up unbelievable numbers. You look at Smith-Schuster. There's so many other receivers, T.Y. Hilton, that have big games, and the Giants can draft a wide receiver this year. They can sign a free agent, and they can get back great value and have Sterling, Evan Ingram, and Saquon Barkley, and the team will be just fine. That's my own personal opinion about the matter. We'll see how the team does with Odell getting ready for Tennessee. There's no reason we shouldn't beat the Titans. I'm picking the Giants firmly right now to beat Tennessee. We will stuff Derrick Henry. We are playing our best football of the year. Mariota is inconsistent. We will get to him with our pass rush. The Titans have a bad offensive line. Titans fans will tell you that. Jack Conklin's been a massive disappointment. Quentin Spain and Klein and Ben Jones, they don't even know where to put these guys. They're a revolving door of offensive linemen. The game will be about the Titans will open up probably as a 1-point favorite, and the Giants by the end of the week will be 2-point favorites, and the line will go to the New York Giants. The Giants will probably be 1 or 2-point favorites before game time. The Giants will go out there. The Titans will play pretty good defense, but the Giants will score about 24 to 27 points. I'm going to mark it down right now. Giants 27, Tennessee Titans, I'm going to give them 14. I think we win the game by double digits. I'm very confident that the Giants at home are going to beat the Tennessee Titans. I'm extremely confident coming up with this next game. The Colts game might be more challenging. The Colts defense played unbelievable. I was stunned Andrew Luck was able to throw with that success against a good Houston secondary and a great Houston defense. I was stunned that T.Y. Hilton had 200 yards of receiving. We will watch the Colts take on a good Dallas Cowboy team. And then the final game of the year, Dak Prescott made a lot of mistakes. I think that Dallas is going to have trouble throwing in the cold weather. I think that they might be resting their guys. We will probably beat the Dallas Cowboys. The Colts game is going to be the toughest game with Andrew Luck. He is a very good quarterback. They will scheme us up pretty good, Severini and Frank Reich. But we're going to win 2 out of these last 3 games. We're going to be 7-9, 8-8. We're going to be sitting there about 14th or 15th in the draft. Eli Manning, another 3-touchdown day for him. When you look at this season from Eli Manning, it's actually been a pretty decent season. Most of the games he's played pretty well, and people want to act like Eli is a complete disaster. He is not a disaster at the quarterback position. He has turned it around. He has played really well out of this bye week, and he also played well against Carolina, against Atlanta. Eli Manning this season, when you start to really look over how Eli Manning has played the game at quarterback, he hasn't been terrible. He's probably been a top 15 quarterback in the NFL that I can point to. I seriously mean that. And he's going to be on the roster next year. And he's going to be battling to start next year. And good for Eli Manning. He has proven us all a little bit wrong. We wanted Lauletta after Washington. Eli was pretty bad the first 8 games of the season. He's played great the last 5 games. He's played very, very well. Today he was good. Had good stats, got us in the end zone, scored a ton of points. The Tampa game was a perfect performance. The 49ers game, he had that 2-minute drill. He played well. Eagles game played fine. Bears game actually played very well. The Bears defense is tremendous. So Pat Shurmur's the head coach. Dave Gettleman's the general manager. The Giants have stability now. Give John Mara credit. He has pushed the right buttons in a tumultuous time, and you can now see the light at the end of the tunnel, guys. That's the key for Giants fans, and I'm a Giants fan. Light at the end of the tunnel. Sweetest game in the past 8 years. We dominated another football team, and it was not fluky at all. This is a sustainable recipe for success. Saquon Barkley is sustainable. James Betcher looks like a sustainable defensive coordinator. Alec Ogletree and this linebacking core, it looks like this defense is going to get even better and could be a top 10 defense next year. We have a quarterback that kind of knows what he's doing. We have offensive linemen that are playing better each and every game and are showing great signs of growth. This is growth, this is maturity, and things are going well. And if Odell Beckham Jr., I do hope that Odell Beckham Jr. is not on the Giants next year. I think we will flow even better without him. All he could be, he could derail us. Absolutely has the power to derail us. He has the loudest voice on the team, the most media coverage on the team. He can absolutely tear us apart. Or maybe Odell Beckham will coexist with the team, will help on third downs, and will be a really good teammate. For the second half of the season, I'll give credit to Beckham. He's been a good teammate. For the majority of the second half of the season, he's been pretty much perfect. And I'll give Beckham that credit. What Beckham will we see? I'm not in that locker room every day. I vote to still get rid of Odell Beckham. I wouldn't regret it at all. I think he causes a lot of problems. And Odell Beckham, you don't know when he's going to react emotionally and call out coaching and things. You just don't know when that is going to happen. So it would be nice to get Odell out. But if Odell's going to be on our team, if he helps us win, then we're fans. We hope Odell then can do well for us if he is in that role. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed parts of it or a majority of it. Maybe even all of it. I appreciate you guys all sticking by. Hell of a win today for Big Blue, our team, the New York Football Giants. Really proud, really great game, and exceptional work by our guys today in DC. Take care.